Hi Aries, welcome to your December 2018 monthly readings. My God, can you believe it's almost January 2019? Another year, you guys. Merry Christmas to everybody. Hopefully you're having a fabulous month. I am getting slightly tired here. I have a hard time doing these readings like all at once. I find for me, I don't know how it works for other people. I'm highly sensitive in energy, and I find for me when I do these, they can be very draining on me energetically. So I try to spread them out. So if you're a viewer that is waiting for other readings to come out, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm probably, my birthday's December the 11th. Today is December the 2nd. I'm going away for my birthday, just before my birthday on the weekend. I am going to try to get the rest of the videos done that week. So it'll be the 8th and 9th. I might record them, and then the rest might be put out by like the 10th or the 11th, maybe even. But I'm going to try to do as many as I can today. So these readings I've done in the past, and those of you that have watched me avidly, you know that I go by energy, so it's how I'm guided or what I feel like. And so I'm going to do this reading because it's kind of what I felt like. So it's the No Show and Grow reading. So I am surrender. Okay. So that's talking about being present in the here and now. It's talking about it's a month not to be projecting too much into the future, and don't be projecting into the past. It's just dealing with things as they come day by day, and tending to the issues as they come. All right. If you're trying to concern yourself about too many things at once, you're going to get stuck if you're not present and in the here and now. I am organized. That's what you need to show. So being scheduled, having time carved out for family, for work, for shopping, you're going to have to be very organized this month. This is what you need to show, okay? So if you're working all the time and you're not in the here and now, you're not noticing that your family or your friends or your children are suffering, or your partner is suffering as a repercussion of that, okay? So if you're here and now, that means you're present. And that means you're paying attention and you're experiencing the things in the moment. So you're getting to experience joy with the people around you. Okay. Writing things down on a calendar with I am organized to get things done. That means booking dates with specific people for your appointments. If you got to get those out of the way. So that means like we're in the beginning of December. You would, if you have to do Christmas shopping with some of your family members, I do this to my mom all the time. She's an Aries. I got a Virgo rising, so I can be very, very much a planner, and I can get a little bit of an anxiety when people offshoot from that plan. Because my mom and my sister are both fire signs. I'm a Sag sun. As well, so we're always on the go. We got places to go, people to see, things to do, all three of us, right? But me with the Virgo rising, I just spoke to my mom actually today, and I was like, Mom, Mal, when are we gonna do our Christmas shopping with my sister? Let's book the day, like let's set the date, because I'm a very busy person, and she wasn't sure, so I'm gonna have to be nagging her about that. Because if you don't make the time and you're not organized, it's not going to happen. I know that. One of them are going to end up swaying or having to do something else if we don't book the time now to get it done and do it, right? That's just in a small area. And I know my mom. My mom is going to end up getting like all irritated, like, oh, you never have. It's the Portuguese guilt trip, you guys. Oh, you never make time for me. Oh, it's like I phone you all the time, woman. All the time. I ask you to book a specific date to do things, and you never do. So then, because I have a Virgo rising, I end up booking things because I have things to do like this and other stuff, right? So like prioritize, like priorities, like I am friendly. All right. I think you guys have been quite serious lately. You've lost a little bit of your beautiful Aries energy of like being a kid. And even when you're adults, you guys have this like great fun to you, you know, like as an Aries mom is quite fun, you know. They're like, my mom used to take us out to amusement parks. She would have races with us in the backyard. She would play soccer with us in the backyard. If we were in the sandbox, she would sit down and play in the sandbox with us, you know, like we tried paintballing. My mom tried paintballing. It's like, you know, you have this like childish, playful energy of, you know, like happy-go-lucky, you know, like it's kind of like you might have lost some of that, some of you guys. Like you might be serious because the I am friendly is coming into what you need to grow section. What you need to show is I am organized, and what you need to know is I am surrender. So it comes down to being in the moment, all right? Dealing with things as they come. I started these readings, they were quite short, and now they're getting longer and longer each one. Oh my goodness. Organization is key for you guys because you're such busy on the go people. And if you're not organized, things just keep, like, it's like things will keep piling up and you won't have the time to do it. And it's going to stress you out where you're going to be a little snappy. All right. Like, because you're working so hard till like Christmas time, you might be like trying to do overtime, and you might get frustrated with people and stuff like that. But you know, say Merry Christmas to people and stuff like that. Aries is a great energy. I love Aries. It is important for you guys to be in the moment, all right? Appreciate the small things, the here and the now. When you're having dinner with your family, really sit down and have dinner with them. Instead of like if you guys all eat in separate rooms or at separate times, really organize. Like with I am organized, schedule that family dinner at the dinner table. That's important. The quality time. That's when people are going to talk and do things. Or even if you have a dog, after dinner, walk your dog with your kids or your spouse. You know, making that little in the here and now. You know, like if you're your airy, spontaneous self and you feel like doing something in the moment, like, oh, I feel like having ice cream. Go to the store with your children or your spouse. Walk to the store, have some ice cream. Respect that feeling that you're having. Surrender to it, right? Like, because you'll have a great conversation on the way going to the store, walking to the ice cream. Maybe you'll meet somebody even. Okay, you have the Chariot. This is about movement, direction, all right? And in this card too, you see that? It's like fist bump. Give props where props is due, all right? Like, but this is making a choice, a decision, picking a direction, all right? And then that's what you need to know. You're going to make this, you're in a position where you need to make decisions, okay? You need to make choices because how you've been doing things hasn't been working for you. It's been like putting too much stress on you. You have the Ten of Swords. It says ruin on it, all right? And not to worry, it's not that bad. I will pull an extra card for that. Okay, Ten of Swords is like being stabbed in the back. That's what it feels like. But it's like, in some cases, Aries, you guys are doing it to yourself because you're not organized. Okay, not all of you, all right? If you got Virgo in your chart, you're probably extraordinarily organized, all right? And then for Virgos, because they're organized, they have to learn separate lessons than what you guys are learning. Virgos would have to learn the opposite to let things flow, all right? Because you can't plan everything. You can't. Plans will go awry. Or, I mean, I've been learning that lesson my whole life. You think I would accept it? No. I'm challenging the universe, you guys. It's like, damn it, I made plans. Why won't these plans work out? That's a Virgo lesson, though, right? Like, but you guys are having to learn to be more organized because things will work out a lot better for you. Okay, so what you need to show is I am organized, and then the Ten of Swords. And how can we interpret that? Well, it's like talking about what you need to show is being organized, because if you're not organized, well, then you're just going to be self-sabotaging here. Things are going to go awry, and it's going to be due to the self, not anybody else. Okay, so it's like the example of like I was saying about my mother, okay? Like, I call her up constantly. It's like, Mom, when are we going to do this? What day? I'm free this day. Mandy said, who's my sister, she's free this day, you know, like, and my mom's like, I don't know, you know, like, and then the day comes and then she decides suddenly, you know, okay, let's go get it done. And then, you know, like, I'm talking to my mom. I'm like, well, I can't, Mom, because, you know, I made plans to do my videos today. I got to get them done because this is the only free time I have, where I carved it out for you, you know, in the daytime, and then I was going to do these at nighttime. You know, it just turns into this big ordeal, all right? And then I feel really bad because my mom, she'll guilt me. It falls on me as if it's my fault, but it really isn't. It's not my fault. I try to plan things, or, okay? So it'll be self-sabotaging, where you want to avoid that, all right? Because you're going to get an overload. Like, if you don't organize, you're going to end up having to do too much on one day or at the last end of the moment. And you're just going to stress yourself out, Aries. Okay, so make the decisions to make the changes necessary so you can avoid the Ten of Swords, okay? What you need to grow is you got the Strength card. I am friendly, and then the Strength card is showing up, okay? So what I get with the Strength card is, like, that's a Leo energy, and that's when I'm going to use this tiny deck, you guys. That's when it's pride, okay? If it's in the grow section, it would be your pride, letting your pride and your ego fall by the wayside, okay? Pride and ego can be a really good thing at times. Everything's got a positive and negative to it, okay? Like I just gave the example of planning has a positive, but it also has a negative, okay? Virgos usually have to learn that they can't plan everything, all right? Like, they got to go with the flow. Other signs would have to learn the opposite, that planning can benefit you, right? But with the Strength card being here, it would be pride and ego. Don't allow your pride and ego to get in the way, all right? Like, that would be like the I know best, all right? Because Leos can be like that. They're leaders, right? So it's like, I know best, where sometimes we don't know best. Sometimes we have to learn through the Ten of Swords that, you know, we don't know. Life is full of irony, you guys. I mean, happens to all of us. I've been here, I've done it, and I'll probably be there and do it again, you know, just like you guys. You know, at some point, this is going to be my life happening, you know. I really wish my mother would plan more. Okay, the Strength card is like taming the inner beast too. So it's like temptation of like making more money. All right, like, because Aries, you guys are great at money making. All right, all fire signs usually are. But it's like, what are you sacrificing for that? Okay, you're sacrificing the here and the now. So that could be like you're sacrificing time with your family because you're working all the time. Oh, you got the Seven of Swords. What the hell, Aries? Okay, so the Seven of Swords typically is about the liar, the cheater, the thief. So you're lying to yourself in some manner. This could be somebody else, okay? The liar and the cheater and the thief. You know, as a Sag, I like to go to the more positive side. I don't like negativity, but we can't avoid it. You know, the Seven of Swords would be if it's applying that if you're stealing something from somebody, you're going to get caught, all right? With the Ruin card here, the Ten of Swords, that's like you'll get caught, all right? Karma will come back around, all right? And the more positive side of the Seven of Swords, that is like you need to keep some things to yourself, Aries. Don't tell everybody your plans or your objectives or what you're doing, okay? But then there's a few other things that are coming through. One is if you're hiding things from people constantly, you're not telling them your plans, not telling them what you're doing, well, that's causing problems. That's going to cause chaos. And you do have self-sabotaging here. So that will be the self-sabotaging there alone, okay? And another way, it's like you might not have to tell everybody everything, right? Some things you have to keep to yourself. But if this is a constant occurrence for you of just doing what you want, when you want, how you want it, not involving the opinions or the feelings of other people, or with every what's that saying? With every action, there's a reaction. Okay, I think that's how you say it. So consider that, okay? Because you could self-sabotage here. You have the Knight of Pentacles that's coming through is what you need to show. Doesn't matter how old you are, okay? The Knight cards come up for a reason. We all need to knock down to them at some point, okay? And the reason for that is the Knights are the apprentices, okay? And with the Knight of Pentacles, this is like you're being knocked down to learn how to, with the I am organized, to be more practical and grounded. And you're a Knight, so that would mean that it's something that you're learning, an apprentice, something that you need to improve on. We all need to do this. Doesn't matter you're 50, 60, or 70, okay? The objective in life is to learn, all right? That's how you grow. If you want to continuously grow, you got to learn. Okay, the second you stop learning is the second, okay, like you can't be the teacher unless you're the student, all right? The second that you stop being the student, you're no longer a teacher, okay? So nobody knows everything. We all have to learn. It doesn't matter if you're the smartest person in the world, you're still going to die with like 1% of the knowledge that's out there, okay? Like, so we all have to learn to continue to grow. So you're being given the energies of the Knight of Pentacles in order for you to grow and advance in an organized manner. So this can mean like financially, you have to learn how to organize your finances. You have to learn with Leo here and what you need to grow, because Leo's like the good life, all right? So that's like not spending money on unnecessary things that you don't need. They're not a necessity, it's a want, all right? So be more practical and grounded. This is also like with the earth energy, it's like time as well is what I'm getting, okay? Because time is your most valuable tool. How you're using that time is highly significant for you guys. Whether that's your sacrifice, your like your family is being sacrificed for money. Like you're working too much and like your family's taking the brunt of that. That's causing the problems. And you're not seeing that. You're seeing it in a different perspective. So like you have a Cancer energy here that could be a liar and a cheater and a thief. Your intuition is going to guide you in this, though, so don't react to it, okay? But with Cancer as well, that comes down to ancestries, which is why I keep saying family, right? Like, so you have loved ones that are suffering in some manner due to your self-sabotaging, but you're pointing the finger at them like they're a problem when they could be. I could be completely wrong, right? But you also have to, like, with the Strength card being a problem, that means pride and ego. That means one of you, it's either you or the other person. So whomever is not trying to look at it from a different perspective would be the one that's causing the problem. Okay? So if you're not organized, you don't try to plan things out, which means also, like, balance your work life. Like, if you're working all the time, then you need more leisure time. You need time for play because you have the I am friendly, right? That's what you need to grow. So you need time for play, all right? So there's time for work, there's time for play, and there's time for seriousness, okay? Like getting down in the nitty gritty with your bills, organization with that, your money expenses, you know, like that type of thing. Being budget oriented. You gotta, it's like I'm seeing like a file cabinet. I know I'm doing this because I'm seeing like lines, but I'm seeing a file cabinet. Like things need to be organized. Like, so you got to spend like, that means you got to organize like your time with your kids, your times with your spouse. So you need date night and then you need family night. So that means whether it's once every 2 weeks, you have a family dinner. Okay. Instead of everybody eating at a separate time, everybody eats at the dinner table. If it's you live with your kids, okay. If you don't live with your kids, it would be like once a month you call them over, you have family dinner. There's things that you've got to start organizing and planning so you don't feel this lack or betrayal or whatever emotion it is you're going through. Always make sure that you evaluate yourself, okay? When a person doesn't evaluate themselves, ever, okay, because you could be dealing with somebody like that, well then don't associate yourself with that person because that person's a narcissist. They think that their shit don't stink, and you know, their shit very well does stink. Everybody does. Alright, I'm gonna push pause because I don't know what happened to that card, you guys. Alright, you guys, you got the Knight of Chalices, and the Knight of Chalices is also, this is what you need to grow, being emotional. So it kind of seems like your emotions don't come out in the proper manner, you guys. It's anger coming out instead of joy, alright? So what you need to do is, this came up in a few people's reading, is you need to praise people for positivity. Like, you need positive reinforcements instead of negative reinforcements. Negative reinforcement just pushes people away. All right. So you need to do positive reinforcement. That means as much as you want to call people on the negative that they're doing, change that method and start calling them on the positivity they're doing. Because when they realize that they're doing something right and you give them validation for it, they'll end up doing it more. What you need to grow is the I am friendly, the strength card, and the Knight of Chalices. And the Knight of Chalices is very emotional, very loving. As a friend, the Knight of Chalices is really, it's the one who can feel your feelings. They feel your frustration. You know, they feel your sadness. They're great listeners. They're there to listen to your problems and not criticize you or judge you for them. They don't. They really don't. Okay? They just want to see you happy. And they're going to experience the emotions that you're experiencing. So when they give you advice, they can usually be, they're giving you advice because they're putting themselves in your shoes. So that would be the advice I would give to you. Try to put yourself in the other person's shoes if you're having problems with somebody, to see things differently. That's the best that I can say for you guys. Align your heart and your mind. Don't base decisions on one or the other. Let's use these cards. Actually, no, we're going to use these cards. I'm just going to go with my first. I picked them up, so let's see. What's the... You have the Six of Wands, okay? So the Seven of Swords, the Ten of Swords is going to occur due to victoriousness. So the Seven of Swords will occur because you may be moving up, or you may be being praised or something like that. So somebody is going to try to knock you down a peg, all right? Or somebody can steal your victory. So it's like, if you have creative abilities, they could try to steal it, and it would be Cancer oriented. So not necessarily a sun sign. They would have significant Cancer in their chart. All right. And if they're doing it, they're doing this due to, well, jealousy, and because they see your value. So they're trying to get the value for themselves. Okay. So for the in order to be victorious over the Ten of Swords, it would be what I talked about before: being organized, going to the Knight of Pentacles phase, learning things, accepting things for what they are, understanding that, you know, if you work all week overtime, okay, well then the next week you don't have to work overtime. Balance it out. Balance it out. The extra time that you have in the following week, instead of, because you didn't take the overtime, okay, use that for going to school, or researching things, or spending time with your family, making time with your family, okay? If you do overtime one day, don't do it the other day, and then do overtime the next day. Balance it out, okay? It's some manner, you're going to have to find what works for you. Trial and error is going to, like, if you have error, that's fine. Trial and error is how you're going to learn, all right? You got to find what works for you, but you do need a proper balance in order to get your emotions under control and your... See, the Strength card and the I am friendly, what I'm getting with that is, I want what I want when I want it. My way or the highway. And that attitude's not going to work, whether you're dealing with somebody like that or it's coming from you. It's just, that attitude's not going to work. They're going to get the... They're going to have... They're going to create problems, and I don't want to see that. Focus on being organized. That's what's going to help you improve. being a student, learning new things, going back to school, that's what's going to help you in improve. Learning things, that will help you improve. I do feel like there is a water sign of some sort. The universe will take care of them. They're going to get some bad karma, so don't get involved with it. And protect yourself. Dot your I's, cross your T's. You know what I mean? All right, you guys. Hopefully this helped you out. Merry Christmas. You have a lot of positivity here. Okay, the information you were given was given to prevent problems. So by being organized is how you're going to prevent problems. It's going to be how you're going to be able to be more friendlier, how you're going to be able to surrender, how you're able to enjoy the moment, how you're going to be able, because if you're not organized, that means you're going to have too much clutter in the mind, and you won't be able to recognize when you have the Seven of Swords coming your way. So the best way to distinguish the Seven of Swords energy, if it's coming from another person, would be what they're saying and what they're doing when they don't align, okay? And somebody will recognize that in you, too, as well, right? Like, eventually. People aren't stupid, okay? And sometimes you got to play the fool to fool the fool, all right? But in order for you to be able to recognize that means you have to have the mind space, and emotionally you got to be stable. You got to be grounded, and in order for that to occur, being organized gives you the freedom for that. It gives you the freedom to feel and think and surrender in the moment, because you're not concerned and worried and overwhelmed with all of this other stuff, so you don't have the space or the mental clarity to see clearly, because it'll be all gunked up with worry and concerns and anger or hate or frustration or whatever it is. So you won't be able to see this coming. When you're organized, that means that you're not going to be concerned about having time for the family, having times for friends. You're not going to be stressed, so things will flow, and you'll be more relaxed, and you'll have a little more. Your mental clarity will be clearer. So because you're not concerned or bombarded with everything, you'll be more open and aware and ready to catch whatever this is. Okay, but again, that can stand for you yourself, doing that to yourself. All right, like I gotta say it both ways, you guys. It's good energies you got. It's nothing negative. The negativity is coming through as a warning. Okay, so don't self-sabotage. All right. I wish you guys the best of Christmas and Happy New Year. I think in February I should be more organized, you guys. I am moving, so I'll be able to do more videos, and I myself will be more organized, hopefully. Trial and error, people. All right, like right now I live at such a long distance from my job. It takes me 4 hours to go back and forth, man. It's ridiculous, and I do 10-hour shifts. That's if I don't work overtime, right? If I work overtime, it's like 12 hours. So that's 16 hours I'm out of the house. It's just some days I don't even have enough time to sleep. But I am structured. I don't do these unless I have well rested the day before, and I've gotten my schoolwork and all that other stuff out of the way. All right, you guys. Hopefully this helped you out. Namaste. Happy New Year and Merry Christmas. Talk to you soon. Ciao for now.